In a show of defiance against President Trump, state Republican lawmakers in Indiana voted down a bill that would have wiped out the state's 2 Democratic-held seats in the U.S. House. 21 Republicans joined 10 Democrats in the Indiana State House to vote against the redistricting measure. Capitol Hill correspondent Erik Rosales joins us with reaction. Erik.
Well, good evening, Veronica. Yes, this is a major blow, not just to President Trump, but to Vice President J.D. Vance. He visited the state of Indiana multiple times ahead of the vote to discuss the mid-cycle redistricting with Republican leaders. That effort shows just how important these 2 extra Republican seats were to get President Trump's agenda across the finish line. The president said that he was disappointed with Indiana state Republicans.
I won Indiana all 3 times by a landslide, and I wasn't working on it very hard. Would have been nice. I think we would have picked up 2 seats if we did that.
Indiana State Senate Republican Jean Lysing was one of 21 who voted against the new map. She had this message for President Trump.
I wish that President Trump would change his tone. I think that he needs to be more positive about what he needs to address for 27 and 28. Why does he need to have a Republican majority in 27 and 28? What's he going to do next? Because we all know what he's done. And you know what? I voted for him 3 times. I like a lot of the things he's done. I didn't like this.
Democrats only need to net 3 U.S. House seats in the next 2026 midterms in order to seize control of Congress's lower chamber. U.S. Democratic lawmakers call it a victory.
Out-of-state consultants and elitists from D.C. drew this map, not Hoosiers. That's a big problem. Indiana is a red state, it's true, but we have a very independent libertarian streak. We don't like being told what to do, so D.C. insiders are spending millions of dollars to push effectively an agenda that doesn't resonate with Hoosiers.
Republicans say this is a team sport and must stick together.
Disappointing to me, but as I've said all along, whatever the maps are that are presented by every state, I have to win those, and we will. So I guess that's a disappointing outcome in Indiana, but there's about 14 states at some stage of the process now, either litigation or redistricting, so we shall see.
President Trump now plans to run primary challengers against the Indiana senators who voted against the measure. But this points to a much bigger picture, major problems within the Republican Party. I did speak to a number of Republican strategists who tell me that state Republicans have to realize that you only have a couple of opportunities to pick up seats. And if Republicans need to net about 5 to 10 seats, and if they don't, it's going to be nearly impossible to keep the U.S. House in the 2026 election. At the Capitol, Erik Rosales, EWTN News Nightly.